Water signs, this week you are being urged not to indulge in any wishful thinking with the optical illusion card here. It came out with Jupiter, which expands everything it touches, in the ninth house of the overview of your life, your philosophy on life. And I can't help but notice my attention is drawn because of these diamond shapes that are on both cards to how Jupiter has actually coloured the stone wall into a beautiful pink colour. So it's like the rosy glow of what you hope to see as opposed to the drab reality of what is there. So that is the way Jupiter expands, and while that normally is a lucky, exciting thing, when Jupiter is very strong in the ninth house, typically because that is the Sagittarian ruled house naturally, so it is in rulership. When it's too much of a good thing, it actually blindfolds you, or it just blows things up out of proportion. So you may be feeling a little bit heartbroken at the moment, and it feels like you've got your heart set on some imaginary situation or some real fond hopes and wishes here that movement into, movement into a new area or forward momentum emotionally will lead you to this beautiful rainbow of happiness, of ultimate fulfillment emotionally. But look, this horse is actually moving in the different direction. It's not moving towards the rainbow in the way that these cards fell out. So it feels like there is something very unfair here, and it might pay you to really be very sober in your thinking and try and regain your balance here and your perspective, because you're kind of seeing what you want to see is the vibe that I'm getting from this, rather than from the reality of a situation. Now, the energy you're being asked to lean away from is the Eight of Cups. And in the negative, that is refusing to leave a situation that you know is no good for you. It is fear of change. It is staying in a bad place, avoidance of a topic. So it just feels like being willfully blinded to the truth. It's like clinging on to this illusion of this happy ending at all costs, when actually, things are not going to happen in the way that you want. It's going to feel really unfair to you. But there is this really positive energy that comes out of this in some weird way. So apply it to your own life. But the energy to lean towards, this card came out a second time. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This is being happily fruitful, content, and just tending your own garden as a single person, or you're as a single entity, kind of minding your own business, but being so happy and fulfilled that you don't need to look anywhere else for your happiness. And that is the energy for you to lean towards. So it couldn't be clearer. If you are pinning your hopes especially on someone else, you might be feeling left feeling that things are unfair. You've got the short end of the stick. So this is all about self-reliance this week. It is about gardening for your own abundance here. And it is a fresh start for you. You can manifest whatever it is that you want to achieve. You can actually manifest a happy ending, but it might not be the storyline that you are trying to push through in your own life. So it is about getting a bit of a dose of reality and being prepared to start all over again. And really, this is all about creation. As above, so below. So getting your hopes and aspirations of what you really want to the forefront of your mind, and then using everything in your power, all the tools at hand, to bring this into reality, to ground this reality for you. You are very close to achieving this goal. It just might not be in the way that you're trying to push it through. So the universe is urging you just to take small steps here. Take things slowly. Don't be in a rush to take big leaps, to do big things. You are closer than you think to success. So just put one flipper in front of the other there. And the universe really wants you, with the courage card, to know that you have the strength and power to do this. So it's a matter of really grabbing that courage and being prepared to move away from a bad situation, walk away from things and people and places and ideas or emotions that no longer serve you. You have the courage and power to be able to do this. Yes, you're going to have to do some investigating here. So as I said, it feels like becoming alert to the reality of a situation rather than your hopes. Your hopes might be of a resurrection of a situation that deep down you know has ended, and you do have a choice to make. So please take courage and do what you know instinctively needs to be done. And now let's look at the energy around all signs for the week ahead. Unfortunately, no matter what your sun sign energy was, this energy is all about splitting away from people who, or places, or even ideas that aren't really working for you anymore. There seems to be some toxicity in the mix. This might be just within you for a process of, healing and improvement by yourself, leaving toxic things in the past. So you can listen to this reading through that lens. Or if you are in a couple, it seems as though there's some work to do here, and there may even be a split coming up with a bright side on the other end of that. But first things first, I'll show you the cards as they came out. So it is the Lovers, relationship. Escaping toxicity is what this card represents. It is actually that same couple being chained to a situation that just isn't working out. But because it's in reverse, it's about freeing yourself from this situation and embracing the idea that you might have some disappointment here. There is spilt milk in this situation. But the good news is there is true love waiting for you once you heal from this. As I say, this could be an internal process for your own psychology, so just bear that in mind. But if this is a couple, it feels like one of you is all for committed love and really gung-ho about it, while the other party is feeling withholding in a way, not really wanting to go all in on you. And they've got the big maybe card that came out. This card's interesting. They think you're too good for them. And my cheeky little note under there is, and they are probably correct. Now, I don't know if that's true in all cases. Obviously, take it as it resonates for you. These cards are kind of jumping off points. But there is something in their subconscious, if it's about a couple, where they don't feel as though you guys are on the same page, and it may be to do with their own self-sabotage. So it's not a reflection of you, and it's not that you're too good for them, but in their sort of operating system, there's a bug or a gremlin that is just kind of unpicking things and making them keep themselves at bay because they don't want to go all in. They're afraid of something, or they're self-sabotaging. But you are showing up as having very good instincts, which tells me that you already know what the situation is. You're already kind of dealing with it or in denial about it, but you know it's there and you're actively denying it. But this is saying, listen to your good instincts. The energy to lean away from here is trying to balance things out. It feels like bending over backwards to try and keep the peace here, juggling things. You're turning yourself into a bit of a pretzel to be what they want you to be. But if they've got self-limiting beliefs, it's a no-win situation here is what it feels like. The energy to lean towards is, again, this Devil card, getting out of the grips of a toxic situation. So as a couple, this could be your therapy cue that, to address whatever is bugging, is the bug in your, relationship operating system, is to deal with it and bring it to light so that you can workshop it and, help heal it. So that is one interpretation of this reading. But, there is a very strong element here of separation. Now, this is seeming to be played out with a lot of conversation around your security. What makes you feel secure? What makes the other person feel secure? Because Mercury is in the 4th house. That's the home base of your life in astrology. It's ruled by Cancer. It's very nurturing, motherly energy. It is what makes you feel safe. So you may have to have a lot of discussion or thought about what makes you feel safe, what makes your partner feel safe. For them, it's freedom, and for you, it is certainty of what exactly is happening. Then you are at odds, and there needs to be discussion around this. But the outcome here, whenever you're past this, is better than you can possibly imagine. So at the moment, you may feel really imprisoned in the darkness, underground, trapped, and just not able to see any kind of positive future. But like this lava here, you are about to bloom and grow into this magnificent dragonfly and find a whole new realm of experience with these beautiful wings. You're able to fly. You don't have to dig around in the dirt anymore. So this future is awaiting for you. It is awaiting you. So look, I am very sorry to bring up these 3 picture cards. There is the empty nest here, knowing when it's time to move on from a situation that is not filling your tank any longer. Jack and Diane, the broken heart, split up card here, being let down, hurt, emotional pain. It is sort of a split up card, but there is emotional healing on the other side of this. This green, the emerald energy there is of the heart chakra. So it is bringing a lot of healing and regeneration and growth to your heart sphere. There is enrichment waiting for you if you can just extricate yourself from your relationship toxin. So as a unit, if you can split away or leave behind the toxic elements of your relationship, you can move together in this healing energy. But if you are sadly one of the people who is having to split up and move on, there is this enormous beauty and richness that is going to come to your emotional life better than you can even imagine. And you might not have any sense of this coming in, but you have to have faith that it will happen for you, that leaving a toxic situation, or not toxic as in like evil, but just a situation that doesn't fill you up, won't leave you empty-handed. There are gifts on the other side of this. And, you know, if someone is self-sabotaging and you're bending over backwards and feeling unworthy because of their issues, getting free is actually going to help you feel whole within yourself, because you are whole and there is no reason to be bending over backwards to accommodate somebody else's neuroses, if you like, the devil there. So you can be fully yourself in some way on the other side of this. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you'd like your own personal reading, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. But meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy as you navigate this situation.